A few years ago, I worked armed security at a hospital. The Greater Health System owned three large hospitals, each with a 24-hour trauma center. It had a couple smaller county hospitals and dozens of clinics scattered across three states. I worked at one of the bigger hospitals in a bad part of town. There were legitimate security threats on a daily basis here. One day I was told to stand at the main entrance and keep staff out. Me. Huh? Apparently some middle management person wrote a new policy that staff members are to enter and exit the building through the west entrance only. The main entrance was to be used by patients and guests, and they didn't want employees cluttering the main entrance, because God forbid people see medical staff upon entering a hospital. My task was to stand at the door and tell nurses, doctors, cafeteria staff, facilities, janitors, etc., to use the west entrance. Anyone who refused had their name written down and would be reprimanded later. Now I had other shit to worry about, like EDPs fighting people in the ER, or people running onto the helipad and taking a selfie with the life flight patient, or dudes on PCP yelling at the wheelchairs, or the old woman with dementia who wandered off and can't find her room. You know, actual security problems. The main entrance posting was a waste of my time, and it dragged on for several days. Until one day, a man wearing a suit leading a gaggle of important people, all in business attire. The ringleader had an employee ID badge and was speaking enthusiastically to the group. They were heading straight for the main entrance. Me? Sorry, folks, gotta use the west entrance. Ringleader. What? Me. Hospital policy, all employees must use the west entrance. Ringleader. We're going to use this entrance, as he points to the door. Me. Okay, but I'll need to take your names down. Your supervisor will be informed. Ringleader stares at me like the biggest idiot alive and holds his ID badge in front of my face for an uncomfortably long time. I took his name down and every single member of his gaggle with painful slowness. I should add, they were all very polite despite my obvious lack of fucks to give. Shortly after, the security supervisor arrives. Supervisor, how's it going? Me. Not bad, I have a dozen or so names. And I show him the list. Supervisor. Uh-huh. Is that? He points to the ringleader's name. Me. I don't know. His badge said, Chief something officer, he looked important. Supervisor, Chief Executive Officer? Me. Yeah, I think that was it. Supervisor quickly walks away. It turns out the CEO of the health system was bringing a group of potential investors, the aforementioned gaggle, for a tour of the place. He was never informed of the main entrance policy change and was greatly embarrassed to be stopped at the entrance of his own hospital by some rent-a-cop. Suddenly, as if by magic, staff could use the main entrance again, and I could return to actual security work.